Good evening, family, friends, associates, and in-betweens. Welcome to the Family's Corner. Today we'll be talking about when you meet someone. When you meet someone, don't try to change who that individual is. When someone meets you, don't change who you are to meet that individual. Um, First, when you are in the presence of a king, you're going to automatically conform. You're going to automatically know it, and you as his queen will adjust to his needs. You'll adjust to his desires. You'll adjust to his wants. Him being your king, he will conform to your needs, your desires, your wants. Because doing this makes him a better person all the way around, whether you're with him or whether you're not with him. Being with you makes him a better person all the way around. Your adjustments, defining who you are, makes you a better person all the way around. So when you're in the presence of a king or a queen, your body will already know it. The adjustments will already begin to take place because they are natural born leaders. Your body will gravitate towards that individual and adjust accordingly. When you allow for a kinetic love to take place, even when that person is no longer consistent in your life, when they've left your life and left your life journey and your life path, that connection that you encountered with them would have made you a better individual. I remember I had a young individual who I dated, and I was wild. And so he taught me some things, and what he taught me made me a better woman today. It made me a better queen. It made me a better wife for my husband. So that individual taught me and made me a better person for my present me at the time of my past me. That will make you change who you are automatically because it's making you a better person. We must stop looking to change another human being. We must stop looking at change. We must start looking at our changing ourselves. Becoming a better me will allow for you to become a better you. If I conform to my needs, if I change who I am, then you're going to automatically follow that lead. If you're designed to be my king, I'm going to automatically follow your lead. If you're designed to be my king, if you are leading me properly, I'm going to automatically conform to that. Someone else will try and change you to fit what they want. That's just their own insecurity. That's just something within themselves that they're battling. And you can't allow someone to change who you are to fit their mode. You have to become who you are to fit your mode. That's just their own hang up. That's just their own emotional trauma that they have to weed through. And it's okay to weed through it with them, but don't allow them to break you in doing it. Don't allow them to deposit that emotional baggage into your spirit, because once it's left there, you start to second guess who you are. You start to second guess your growth. You start to love that person whole while that person is breaking you down, and you cannot allow that. Love a person to a point where you lose yourself in that individual. My friend sent me a Facebook video where we're going to call her a princess at the moment, because the story that I seen, she just put a crown on the little cricket. So we're going to walk through this. Where she felt like her husband, her mate, her king, her prince, whatever lane he's in, had drove her to the point where she felt like his life was worth nothing. It wasn't even worth the air he was breathing, because she ran him over with her vehicle. Not once, but twice she ran him over. Then she proceeded to throw a piece of her fender that had fell off on top of the man. his body was already lifeless at that point, and she proceeded to still continue to abuse his body. She then spit her venom on top of his already bloody and run over body. And while all this, he's bleeding on the concrete. Before doing this, she had further marked down who she was as being a bottom basement Betty, because not only has she messed with this man's life physically, and hopefully he will heal from this. Let's wield and pray to our gods that, this man is going to be okay and heal from his wounds. But she also caused hella trauma to herself. This man already is sitting there. He's bleeding out. He's experienced emotional trauma through society, through battling every day. Then her life is now ruined because she's found her life useless just because running him over. She felt like on her journey, she had nothing else, and that whatever they was going on was something different, because 18 years she's allowed this man to become her everything. And in doing that, it drove her to the point where she felt a blind rage. She felt a rage to the point where she felt like his life wasn't crap, her life wasn't crap, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Because even after she ran him over, she cussed him out, she spit on him, she threw the fender on him. The police came. She sat on the police car. The people were telling the police, arrest her, arrest her. She is still like sitting there just basking in what she's done. I don't even think the young princess realized that her life has been destroyed behind whatever she allowed this man to take from her. Whatever she was committed to, she almost committed vehicular homicide to this man. In the video, he ended up still moving, so I hope that he did not die from his injuries, but you just never know. Now, I myself have been with my husband for 18 years, and there is nothing, including cheating, there is nothing that will make me call another woman, go to another woman's house behind my husband, stab, shoot, or run over another woman, run over my husband, a mate, my king, behind his insecurities, behind what he's done. And don't allow a man to sit and tell you that's your fault, you made him do. No, because he chose to. And you don't fall in no vagina. That ain't no accident by no means. So don't even fall for that. So back to what I was saying, there's nothing that he can do, including cheating, that will make me put myself in a situation where I allow him or another woman to downgrade or lower who I am. They're just not worth it to me. He's just not worth it. If that's where he chose to go, then by all means do that. There has not been another woman created or made in this country or my husband's country that will make me feel like I am less than the queen that I am, that will make me feel like it's okay for me to put myself in that situation or mark myself down, to put myself in a mind frame to commit anything that will force me other than for him to love, adore, cherish, or value who I am or who I'm created to be. A lot of women, they don't understand that the difference in being created and being made. Made is when the person who creates you, they just put some stuff together. When you are created, they've taken the time to love, to nurture, to think, to put your precious metals in. So it took a minute to create you, because they had to gather the materials to make you. They had to handcraft you. So when you are created, you understand who you are, and you tend to value who you are. We as queens, we must hold on to our true value. We must know our true worth beyond a man, beyond our mates, beyond our kings, because we are valuable as well. And have always been valuable. You can't be a queen to a king in training. That's just not going to happen. He must already come prepared to take his righteous place. He must already come prepared to be the leader of the household, as the head of his home, and understand his role as a leader of the home and as the head of the household. As the head of the household, he can't have a greater expectation of you than he has of himself. He has to be able to lead you into the path of greatness. And if he's not leading you into the path of greatness, he can't expect for you to be great, because he haven't shown you how to be great. That's what a king does. That's what a leader does. They show you. He can't just come home with expectations and barking orders. He has to venture down that path with you. He has to show you how to get there, how to be the queen that y'all can be together, how to build that foundation. One, will you be okay on that journey? He has to make sure that you're going to be okay on that journey. Is this something in the scope of who you are that you are prepared to build on right now? Or do he have to build you up to that point? Does he have to build towards that for you to achieve it? What's the best way to achieve your accomplishments? With a minimal hardship to you. You definitely don't want to tear down your mate in trying to accomplish what it is that you want to build. They may not be ready for that, and that's okay. You may have to build on that, and that's perfectly fine. How can you lead them properly to assure that there is never a breakdown in who they are as an individual, as a queen, and vice versa? How can you lead your king into knowing that there cannot be a breakdown in the leadership or him leading you? He can't try and tear you down while you're trying to build him up. He can't try and make you into pieces while you're trying to make him whole. That's just not going to work. And don't emasculate your king as well. Don't try and break down the essence of who he is as your king. Definitely allow him to lead you, but he has to be able to lead properly. I tell people all the time, I am husband dependent. I depend on my husband. Now, make no mistake, I am not a fool. All major purchases are in my name primary. He is the secondary, and we do have stipulations on the dowry rights. Depending on if we was divorced at a certain time, we've made stipulations on that, because as I said, I'm not no fool, but I am very husband dependent. And I understand that my husband is the head of household. Make no mistake, I make my own money. I am a force by myself, but I do understand that together with him, we are a movement together. And as I watched him, his drive and determination, going from not even being able to speak the language in this country to getting excelling in his medical degree in nursing, like that's just a phenomenal, exceptional point all by itself. So for him to do that, I know that what we create together is going to be phenomenal. So I know that it comes to a certain point where we sometimes get into a ripple. Because he's leading down one direction, and I see that path may not be the right. So, it's up to me to try and guide him and to let him know that I'm your backbone. Hey, I'm not going to, you've taught me enough. Allow me to show you your leadership. And as a man, it is okay to relinquish the reins sometimes. You don't always have to wear the pants, because we as women can see stuff sometimes beyond what you can see. And we also can feel things that you may not, or be paying attention to things that you may not be paying attention to. So allow us that opportunity. Don't be all so boisterous that you're the man and what you say go, because nowadays Two heads are definitely better than one on any aspect. Don't damage your king and queen with what you have going on. You may not like what they have going on, but allow them to be. Allow them to have that experience. Allow them to, don't be so controlling in that individual's life. If you try to control who a person is or try to define someone else, you might not like who you end up with. And then again, on the other hand, you shouldn't change who you are to allow yourself to conform to who someone wants you to be. If you can't look at yourself every day in the mirror and be happy and comfortable with that individual you're looking at, if you can't look at yourself and define who you are based on you and your ground, then that's not a relationship that's offering you some substance. That's not where you should be going in the direction of your life journey. No matter who you are, you must love you. No matter who you with, you must love you. You must know that you are enough. You are more than enough. You are valuable. You are a treasure. Any man can go out and pick up trash. Only the right man can value who you are. Only the right man can understand the treasure that you bring along. Only an individual who has chosen you and understand that you are his queen, so he's going to have to build you up. Now, it's okay to love somebody whole. It's okay to build someone up. It is okay to try and put a person on a different life's path. But what is not okay is for you to allow that person to tear you down, to break down the essence of who you are. That is not okay for an individual to do that. It is not okay for you as an individual to do that to someone and then walk away from that person. That's not okay. We have to understand the carnage that we leave behind in these relationships. We have to understand the damage that we're causing and trying to find ourselves. And if you're not happy with that person, I did a segment with King Billionaire Bucket that a man generally knows in the first 6 months if he's going to wife you. Ladies, if that man hasn't decided that y'all are starting to make wedding plans in that first 6 months, let that man go. He's just playing with you from here on out. He's going to choose who he wants when he wants that person. And if you allow him to, he's going to continue to play that game with you. If that individual has not decided that you are what he wants in the first 6 months, somebody else is going to decide that you are what they want in the first 6 months. And they're going to value you and they're going to cherish you, and you're going to see you are more than enough, beautiful. You are everything that that man is going to want. You are everything y'all can build on together, and the foundation that y'all are going to build, the structure on that foundation is going to be so rock solid that you ain't gonna have to think about running nobody over with no cars. You ain't gonna have to think about chasing nobody, hitting nobody with no fenders. That young woman, that man damaged that woman for 18 years. I don't know what he did to that woman, but she had to know that she was enough. Like, who she is was enough. She didn't have to change for him. She didn't have to conform for him, because whoever chose her was going to choose her as she was and was going to guide her the rest of the way to be who they needed to be together. She didn't have to do that to that man. She didn't have to ruin her life because she tried to conform to what he wanted. And then he decided at some point that she wasn't enough for him, because she was. She was more than enough. But we so often allow a broken person to tear us down instead of saying, okay, I see. I can't fix you. I can't love you whole. But I wish you the best over there in the distant. We have to recognize that You know, you have to let people go. My friend once told me, and I had a conversation with her yesterday actually. She once told me, stop hanging on to people who are not like-minded or who are not on the same life journey as myself. She like, you pulled yourself up from nothing. She was like, and some people that's in your circle are in your circle to receive your gifts, to get the abundance that comes from being in your circle. She was like, they're not really there to see you succeed. They're there to watch you fail. And then I started watching and listening to people that was in my circle, and I started seeing that people would take, but no one would give. They would say, oh, if you need me, call me. But if I ever called them, would they answer? Probably not. If I ever needed $500, would they have it? Probably not. But if they called me, they could get the same out of me. If I was going somewhere and you wanted to go, I would take you. You wouldn't have to pay. You wouldn't have to do nothing. I no longer do that because I see that people don't reciprocate what it is, and not that you have to reciprocate everything that I do, but you can't constantly take either. And I learned that in life, if you allow someone to absorb everything you are, your whole being, your whole existence, they will take that from you and you won't have anything left. So you have to keep some of that for yourself. You have to hold on to who you are and let that person go. Eagles can't soar with pigeons. You have to have people in your circle that's like-minded, and that includes your mate, your king. If he's not there to build with you, if he's not there to see you rise to the top, if he's like a crab in a bucket and pulling you down, breaking you down, if everything he say to you is damaging to your psyche, is damaging to who you are, and it's allowing that emotional brick baggage to hang on to you, you have to let that individual go. You have to go out and be a movement by yourself. You can be a movement by yourself. You don't need an individual. It's plenty women out here, even men, successful by themselves. But when that one individual who you wanted come back and want you, when they start to see how you gravitate and how a person who leading you correctly builds you to be the individual that you are designed to be, that you are created to be and not made to be, then they're going to want to come back. Then you can look at them. I tell people all the time, I'm a whole vibe. I'm a whole situation. But you can't keep me. You can't take me with you. But it's okay. You can admire me. You can adore me. We can have a conversation. This personality comes 100. So trust me, you are enough. Every day that you wake up, you are enough. And you can't let anyone tell you that you are not enough, because you are. Don't let anyone drive you to the point where you knock yourself down to a bargain basement Betty price and you have a clearance orange sticker on you. Please do not allow that. You are beautiful. You are here to shine on your life's path. You're not here to be treated or mistreated other than anything than a queen that you are. You are a treasure. You are meant to be valued. Tomorrow, my other friend sent me a clip on WAP with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I listened to it. I normally don't listen to modern day music, but when she sent it to me, I listened to it with my brain. Just the artistic value of it. And then I listened to it with an open mind, because she told me that, about the video. Then I listened to it just to hear the words of it. So, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then I was in a group, a women's group, and, they were saying how, that's not role model-ish. Workout Wednesday, I'm going to post my workout video. It is my anniversary, so I won't be on a lot this week. I know this will be the second week for Financial Freedom Friday that I missed. Please, 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 I'm so sorry. I know that those videos and Talk About It Tuesday garnish a lot of views, but I will be back on next Friday. It is not my anniversary, and I am not going out of town, so I will be on here to talk about it next week. Thursday, of course, we rest. And then Saturday, I get my bike riding. I will also post my bike venture on Wednesday, along with my strength training workout. I haven't been able to do my dance routine, my fitness class, my Zumba class. But hopefully we'll be able to get started back on that. But I do have clips from that as well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, family. Have a good evening.